Because a
Mm,
lot of what you're talking about has been typically known or classified as yin or feminine style of that slowness, no rushing, magnetizing that, um, delighting. I love the word, oh, and the imagery that you created around just taking the moment to connect with the flower, the scent, the ambience, the nature, the sun on your skin. Those are typically things that, you know, a feminist embodiment teachers would discuss and just, discuss from a perspective of feminine embodiment.
mhm.
And from your queer perspective, how do you neutralize that into, I guess, the way you see it? Maybe not as being feminine or masculine, but in that neutrality of the experience of slowness.
Yeah, beautiful question. So I think really one of the main tangible points here is if like slowing down and smelling a flower and the enjoyment of that is feminine and you have to be feminine in order to experience that. If you're not feminine, then does that take it all away from you? Does that take life experience away from you? And in the political world that we live in, with these systems that oppress us, which gender is a huge part of that, it literally puts you in a box where you're only allowed to experience this or that, or you should be doing it this way or that way. It's everyone telling you how to have a human experience and enjoy pleasure in your human experience. If emotions are only feminine but not masculine, then men are missing out on having crygasms and laughgasms and all the different pleasure you can have from just having an emotion. But again, when we look at biology, having emotions literally helps your biology actually function properly. So you have to see, or I see in this way, where our systems at large that are oppressing us is actually robbing us from having human experience in general. And then we become so identified with the fear mongering of, being against doing something differently and more expansive, and we have to do it in our way only, that we cling on in this way where we're trying to deny ourselves of having a more expansive human existence. So in queerness for me is not just my sexuality and my gender, it is a sociopolitical identity and a way of living in the world where I don't see things in this like black white binary. I see all the colors, I see all the gray shades, because I want to have a full human experience and I want to include all the humans in that. And we all have different body stories and we all have different attractions and way to play. And most people feel really comfortable in the box of cis heterosexuality. It's very comfortable, it's safe. Love, safety, and belonging is the big thing that humans desire. And if those are compromised, sometimes it's too scary to go outside of that. Or even being in like an interracial relationship and these kinds of things. I'm so rich in my life because I have friends of all cultures, of all ages, of all body sizes and genders. You should see our sex parties. Like they are a smorgasbord of how everyone interacts and got there from
Well,
incredible
honestly, someone's
stories.
been very rude and never invited me once.
Yes.
Not even once
Come
have
to
I been
Canada.
invited.
You're welcome to come. I'm throwing one in March actually for my birthday. But yeah, like what happens when we create this richness of life when we queerify things? Like even with sex, right? If we were only having that very porn, like cis hetero sex, penis in a vagina, there's so many problems around that because like the penis has to be hard for a very certain amount of time and the pussy has to be this amount of wetness and like there's just so much like technicality that happens, but it's like, okay, well, what if we just like rubbed our bodies together and like saw where that could go, right? There's so much richness to experience there. but we stay in our bubbles because it's safer. It feels safer, and it's very scary to move outside of that.